from outside to inside. So that should be equal to C beta minus CR multiplied by dr dt. This type of expression we already have come across quite well. And CRM minus CR you are expected to use what? Thomson-Weinley equation. Just what is that equation? CRM minus CR will be CRM minus CR will be 2Vm gamma over RT. Keep saying C infinity or C infinity or C equilibrium, whatever you call it. Oh, there will be a C beta also down there and R also.
So this is dr dt.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
1 over
Rm.
RL minus 1 over R. So you put that expression here. And you see C beta, your C beta is much higher than CR or CRM. So you can consider C beta minus.
So this is for diffusion control.
What?
This is for diffusion control.
Why diffusion control? If it is diffusion control, there will be a diffusion profile in the matrix. So in the matrix everywhere it is CRM.
Then sir, why CRM minus CRM?
Why? So this is the driving force for atom pumping inside. That is the number of atoms going per unit time. That is the flux of atom that is going inside. And this is your concentration difference. If that interface, you always saw that if there is a concentration difference, C beta minus CR, and that grows this at a particular velocity, then meter per second, this is at number or moles per meter cube will give you moles per meter square per second. That is the flux. So this flux is equal to the driving force, is proportional to driving force. So this is the flux. So flux of atom going inside the particle from the matrix outside is given by this. We are equating those two fluxes. Anyone has doubt here? So always an interface, if it moves at a particular velocity v, and there is a concentration differences, this side is C beta, this side is CR, then C beta minus CR multiplied by the velocity, that is the flux of atoms that is going in, that is making the interface to move this side. So this flux equal to the is proportional to the driving force. What is the driving force? This gap, because ideally in equilibrium it should have been CR, but at a particular time it is CRM. So CRM minus CR is the driving force for the atom flux inside, multiplied by some constant. So that is the flux. So flux is proportional to the driving force. So this flux I am equating with this. Now I am asking you to, because C beta is much larger than CR, we can, C beta minus CR can be taken as just C beta. So C beta dr dt is equal to K CRM minus CR, and CRM minus CR from Thomas-Weinley equation we can write this, that we have already learned. So you put the expression and tell me the final expression for interface control portioning rate.
In case of the this will be 2K d gamma.
Raise your hand when you are done. Sonjadu, you have to be correct. Check.
dRdt tell me.
Not dRdt equal to. dRdt equal to C beta dRdt equal to this. And instead of this you put that. I want the final expression like this.
Oh, what?
How Rn to the power something varies with time. Suresh, this time you try.
We will take the same assumption.
Huh?
Assumption same.
Oh, which assumption you are talking about?
drm dt equal to.
Oh, yeah. So here also you take that assumption.
It is maximum with 2
That here also arbitrarily you take that assumption that drm dt, the average particle size is increasing at a rate when the particle size is r equal to 2rm. You take that arbitrary assumption here also. Under that assumption you do. What is the final expression? So here you put instead of CR, so you can ignore CR here. So you do C beta dr dt. I'm just writing C beta dr dt. Because of this, C beta is much larger than CR. I'm writing C beta dr dt. You take this assumption. Your average particle size is increasing at a rate which is equal to rate of growth of a particle which is of 2 rm size. Shriyata, please tell quickly. Sujit, not doing?
Sir,
Sir.
rm square minus rm naught square equal to.
Yes, Rm square,
Minus rm naught square
Rm naught square equal to
2K gamma Vm
2k gamma Vm 2k gamma Vm
C alpha
C alpha
by RT C beta.
C alpha C infinity C equilibrium. Understood? So do not get confused with that. All the C's we have written except C beta are for alpha composition. But this C alpha or C infinity is the equilibrium phase diagram. So it's a matrix composition in equilibrium with a very large size particle. Yes,
Divided by RT C beta.
divided by RT C beta. Very good. So Wagner actually later did a more rigorous calculation on this without taking this arbitrary assumption, and what he found out is the following. So what he found out is this constant instead of 2 it is 64 by 81. However, the expression remains same. So this is what Wagner did after more rigorous calculation. But with our simple, with taking that assumption, with simple calculation gives this. The whatever it is, ultimately the expression is Rm square is varying with time this way, and for diffusion control, that is for interface control. So this is for interface control. Portioning. Kinetics. For diffusion control portioning kinetics, Rm cube varies with time this way. Here also gamma is up there in the KT version, the constant that actually the rate constant is proportional to your C alpha and gamma, but there is no diffusivity term here. Here also gamma C infinity D. So if you have to design an alloy which you do not want to portion it during service, you have to play with these things. Gamma example I have given for nickel based superalloy. There in a gamma matrix, that is FCC based nickel based nickel solid solution which is of FCC crystal structure, there is particles of gamma prime. Gamma prime is Ni3Al primary Al, but they are, the titanium and other elements can also go into that sublattice. The crystal structure of gamma prime is in FCC, in an FCC unit cell. On the face center position nickel is going, and the corner position aluminum or titanium is going. So the Bravais is no more is FCC, but it's a simple cubic. That is the structure of gamma prime. These gamma prime sizes are around say 20 to 200 nanometer. Usually it is less than 100 nanometer size. 40-50 nanometer size gamma prime will have. Gamma prime can be either spheroidal or cuboidal. Precipitate shape may differ. But their gamma and gamma prime, the lattice speed, which gives the interfacial energy. So interfacial, it is a coherent interface. It's a coherent precipitate. Coherent precipitate of gamma prime inside gamma. The lattice speed is very, very low. Maximum it goes, lattice speed is between 0 to 0.2%. It has been found that instead of 0.2% lattice speed, if you put certain elements such a way that your lattice speed, this lattice speed is a function of alloying elements. So you put certain alloying elements, you engineer such a way that your lattice speed goes to near 0 from 0.2. It actually increases the creep rupture life by 50 times. So creep rupture life meaning at that temperature, under that stress, it should not portion. So life will be, if you can resist the portioning. So portioning is resisted by lowering gamma in this situation. You should use certain, also your alloy in certain cases, for example steel. If you have just cementite particles in ferromatrix, that cementite particles they portion faster. So what they use is certain other more stronger carbide formers like molybdenum, tungsten, chromium, which are stronger carbide formers, but their diffusivity, moly diffusivity or chromium diffusivity through the matrix is much smaller, much lower. So by lowering diffusivity, those carbides, moly carbide or chromium carbides, they do not coarsen. So secondary hardening also you get, and those coarsening, those precipitates, carbide precipitates do not coarsen because of lower diffusivity of the substitutional elements in that case. And C infinity or C infinity is nothing but composition of alpha, the matrix, alpha is our matrix, that is in equilibrium with a very large size particle. That is our C alpha. So C alpha is it is obtained by the phase diagram. If it is an alloy, then it is in the phase diagram. Say this side beta, our x-axis is temperature, this is composition. Then this is our C alpha. But if it is not an alloy, for example, so you may consider this beta is B, say pure B. That means how much B can go into matrix. How much B can go into matrix. So if you can think of it as a solubility of the precipitate in the matrix. So many times in coarsening literature, instead of saying that composition of alpha, composition of the matrix, it is termed as, this C infinity is termed as solubility of the precipitate in the matrix. Because of this reason. For example, in tungsten, thoria particles are used. Tungsten filament, this bulk filament, thoria particles, small particles are used. At that high temperature, because there is no solubility of thoria into tungsten, so this C infinity of either AH or oxygen, that C infinity is almost zero. So thoria particles do not coarsen. So use some oxide dispersion particles which are giving strength, but they are not coarsening because in the matrix the oxides or those ceramic particles solubility is almost zero. So either of these three, you lower it while coarsening, making coarsening resistant alloy, you lower either of these three, because those three are in the product of this KT, that is Rm cube minus Rm naught cube equal to KT, that so coarsening rate will be decreased. There is an interesting situation where, for example, let me talk about that. That if there is a large amount of precipitates, lots of precipitates, and the strain of elastic strain of the precipitate is very high. If that is the case, then your system's energy is the volumetric Gibbs free energy plus strain energy plus interfacial energy. In that case, where the strain energy is much more than interfacial energy, usually interfacial energy usually goes by how it varies with volume to the power 2/3. It is proportional to volume to the power 2/3. Strain energy, and if there are multiple particles, so V1 plus V2 to the power V1 to the power 2/3 plus V2 to the power 2/3, like that. And the strain energy has been found to be proportional to the summation of the volume of the precipitates, V1, V2 are volume of the precipitates plus certain V1, V2 and some other function of the interprecipitate distance and those things are there. Okay. So what has been found for constant for the case where this is valid, strain energy is much more than the elastic strain energy because of the precipitate is much more than the interfacial energy, and your volume fraction of precipitate is very high. So high precipitate is high. Say if it is too precipitate, then the strain energy gets minimized when V1 equal to V2 for constant V1 plus V2, for constant V1 plus V2. Constant V1 plus V2 meaning you have your volume fraction of precipitates are not changing. You have a system of high density precipitates where the interface compared to interfacial energy, strain energy is very high. The system will try to minimize the strain energy in that case. The strain energy will be minimized by, because there is a product term, by equating volume of all the precipitates. If there is two precipitates, V1 equal to V2. If there are multiple precipitates, all the precipitates volume, if it is equal, the strain energy will be minimized. So in that case, it is going against coarsening. Coarsening is what? One of the V1 or V2, whatever is larger, will keep on growing and the other one will reduce. So this is called elastic stabilization. This phenomena is called elastic stabilization. It happens when strain energy of the precipitates is much higher and volume fraction of the precipitate is constant. It should have been coarsened, but it is not coarsening because the system wants to lower the strain energy instead of interfacial energy, because interfacial energy is lower. So to reduce the strain energy, the volume of the precipitates, if they are equal, that will reduce the strain energy, then it will not coarsen. In that very special case. So these are the things I wanted to talk about coarsening. Now this is actually okay. This is the last topic. This is where ends what I wanted to discuss in this course. Just few perspective I want to give that this kinetics course, or in general any course, you may not remember, you may not need. So the way I perceive these courses is, it gives some certain analytical thinking to it.